LongJump is the best partner for early stage founders in Chicago.
We founded LongJump because we believe there are generational companies that don't exist because underrepresented founders lack the access to the resources, the network, the capital to accelerate them. And so at its base, LongJump exists to change that very fact.
It's always been hard to raise capital in Chicago and the Midwest. From 2016 to 2020, it actually felt like it was getting harder. And at the same time, we saw that the founders that were surviving that gap tended to be 40-year-old white dudes who had access to family wealth or had previous successes. And if you were a new founder and you weren't well connected in with the Chicago scene, it could be hard to raise that capital.
At the pre-seed stage, people are forced to make decisions based off of sparse information. And so companies need believers at the very beginning.
We sort of started talking about what could we do to address that. We sort of formed in partnership this idea of creating LongJump, which would be a fund to invest in underrepresented founders at the very earliest stages.
Being willing to be a company's very first believer is a catalyst. A known entity that stands behind them and helps them generate momentum can be the difference between making it to the next stage.
You're investing in founders, the people, their idea, and their ability to execute. And who better to understand what it really takes than a group of founders themselves.
And for them to be able to say, look, this is a startup and a founder that I believe in and I'm willing to invest in means a lot. And it just reinforces for me the need to deliver, right? And so on those days when it gets tough, when you want to give up, there's folks that not only took the time to believe in you, but folks who are kicking butt.
There is a unique set of emotions when somebody goes out and raises their first big round. There's no better feeling as an investor, for me personally, than to see someone accomplish that and be a part of their dream.
Since 2021, we've assembled more than 190 LPs who contributed more than $5 million to our proof of concept fund. We've reviewed almost 1,000 applications, and we've invested in over 35 companies to date.
I think LongJump is a fund that gets it, because it's built by founders who have really been in the trenches and understand what the challenges are and how to help early stage founders.
There are more than 40 founders in our LP base who've worked in a variety of industries and sold companies. And
so we viscerally understand what our founders go through because we've had to go through it. It allows us to forge a pretty unique bond between us and them. And that empathy manifests in different ways. One of the most meaningful ways it can is that we're often the people our founders will call when things go wrong because they know we understand and they trust that we'll help them figure it out.
We received our first term sheet during our pre-seed round. Things were going great, but last minute didn't work out. And so we reached out to LongJump for their support.
And they helped us feel at peace with where things had landed, and they helped us figure out our next steps.
LongJump was our first check. Tried to fundraise prior to the check coming in, and it was tough, but within a month of LongJump investing, we brought in another $900,000. So it really was a catapult for our fundraise. I think other investors' confidence to invest in us, seeing that this founder-led fund had invested, we must be doing something right.
And that LongJump brand is important. And us being a part of that community portfolio means we have to deliver, we have to be excellent, and we have a higher standard.
And they really want us on their cap tables. When they see LongJump, they see founder partners who they look up to. They see LPs with the depth and the breadth of the experience that they know they'll need to rely on.
Whether they're looking to get advice from an industry or functional expert, trying to get connected to a particular customer or investor, it's likely that we can make that happen.
LongJump is community of peers supporting you, and people who just have your back on this journey.
I've definitely, given time back to talk to other founders, see how can I help, provide any support that I can. Other folks have done that for me as well.
The funding landscape for diverse founders in Chicago would look dramatically different without LongJump.
I hope that LongJump can continue growing and investing in more founders and proving the point that investing in underrepresented founders and underrepresented ideas is going to deliver high returns and actually boost entrepreneurship in Chicago and in general in the Midwest.
To me, the need for LongJump is clear. How many companies in Chicago that are unicorns or worth $100 million plus are founded by a Black founder, a Latinx founder, or a women founder? Not nearly enough. And it's not because We don't have talented founders in our ecosystem. And so our work here at LongJump is to try to attack those barriers at the very beginning and scale those sorts of success stories in this ecosystem and beyond.
The community is different, and LongJump has had a tremendous role, and I can't wait to see what we can do with a bigger fund and more people around the table.